Brothers and sisters, to increase your iman, read the miracle, recite the Qur'an. Recite it every day and do read it loud. The verses of Qur'an are all Muslims' pride. This miracle was revealed over a long time span, sent from Allah to an angel, then to a man. That man was Muhammad, the best of creation.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على نبيه ومصطفاه وبعد. My dear brothers and sisters, all praises be to Allah alone. We all praise Him and we seek His help. And whomsoever Allah guides is the truly guided one. And whomsoever Allah leaves astray, none can show him guidance. Welcome to another live edition of our program, Correct Your Recitation. I would like to welcome our studio guests as well, Sheikh Ad-Dukhaan, Ali Fadl from Lagos, Nigeria, Hussein from Cairo, Egypt, and Fadl Ilahi all the way from Afghanistan. Assalamu alaikum. And thank you all for joining us. Today, brothers and sisters, we're supposed to begin from ayah number 43 because this is where we stopped last time. But we're going to recite from ayah number 40 all the way to the end of Surat Ad-Dukhaan, and hopefully, inshallah, we'll get to finish it today with regards to the explanation of the meaning of these verses. Without any further ado, Sheikh Ad-Dukhaan, please go ahead and recite from Inna Yawm al-Fasli to the end of Surat Ad-Dukhaan. Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن يوم الفصل ميقاتهم أجمعين يوم لا يغني مولا عن مولا شيئا ولا هم ينصرون إلا من رحم الله إنه هو العزيز الرحيم إن شجرة الزقوم طعام الأثيم كالمهل يغلي في البطون كغلي الحميم خذوه فاعتلوه إلى سواء الجحيم خذوه فاعتلوه إلى سواء الجحيم ثم صبوا فوق رأسه من عذاب الحميم ذق إنك أنت العزيز الكريم إن هذا ما كنتم به تمترون إن المتقين في مقام أمين في جنات وعيون يلبسون من سندس وإستبرق متقابلين كذلك وزوجناهم بحور عين يدعون فيها بكل فاكهة آمنين لا يذوقون فيها الموت إلا الموتة الأولى ووقاهم عذاب الجحيم فضلا من ربك ذلك هو الفوز العظيم فإنما يسرناه بلسانك لعلهم يتذكرون فارتقب إنهم مرتقبون.
Allah, barakallah feek, jazakallahu khairan. May Allah bless you, Shaykh Abdul Khaliq. Ayah number 40, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna yawm al-fasli miqatuhum ajma'in. Most surely, yawm al-fasl is their appointment, all of them. So all the human beings, all the jinn kind and the mankind will be brought up to this appointment, which is Yawm al-Qiyamah, Yawm al-Fasl, Yawm al-Din, the day of reckoning, the day of accountability, the day of judgment, and the day of al-Fasl. In Surah An-Naba, Allah the Almighty also said, Inna Yawm al-Fasli kana miqata. Miqata means appointment. So the day of Al-Fasl is an appointed day where all people will be brought together in order to sort them out. Al-Fasl is to separate something from another, to part something from another, and to sort out. So if I'm asking you to sort the small bills from the big bills and put each one on a different side, that's called fasl, separation, sorting out. So what is the meaning of fasl with regards to the Day of Judgment? Well, the believers and the non-believers will be sorted out from each other, will be separated. So أصحاب اليمين ما أصحاب اليمين في سدر مخضود وطلح منضود وظل ممدود وماء مسكوب. So the people who will be sorted out and will be sent to the right and will receive the record in their right hands, they will receive all the pleasure, all the delight, the joy, and they shall enter paradise eternally. And those who will be sent to the left side and they will receive the record in their left hand, there are the people who are sorted out to be dismissed to hellfire. That is called fasl. Not only that, fasl also means separation, where the believers will be parted away from what they were afraid of, the horror of the punishment of hellfire. They will be taken far away. And Ahlun Nar, the dwellers of hellfire, will be taken far away from Al-Jannah, so they would not even find its fragrance. And the fragrance of paradise could be found, from the distance of 70 years away from it. Not only that, but also when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the ayat, يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ, so even sorting out the same family members. So the father will run away from his offspring, from his children, and the wife will deny her spouse, and so on. That's called fasl, separation. Because the common factor which will gather those people all together is righteousness and taqwa. So that's why in the following ayat, like from ayah number 51, Allah the Almighty is going to speak about the fate of al-muttaqeen. While from like from ayah number 43, it will be talking about the fate of the criminals and the polytheists. يوم لا يغني مولا عن مولا شيئا ولا هم ينصرون. On that day, no one will avail any other person on earth. No one will protect any other person against the torment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, everyone will proclaim nafsi, nafsi, myself, myself. So no one will care about another, no matter what kind of relationship, how much they loved each other, how much was the biological relationship between the people in this dunya. Rather, they will denounce each other. In Surah Al-Mumtahana, chapter number 60, ayah number 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَن تَنْفَعَكُمْ أَرْحَامُكُمْ وَلَا أَوْلَادُكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Neither your family lineage, your relatives, your kin, nor your children will benefit you on the Day of Judgment. يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَفْصِلُ بَيْنَكُمْ. On the Day of Judgment, there will be a different way of sorting people out. Not based on the family lineage, not based on the relationship to each other, rather based on their own actions. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, مَنْ بَطَّأَ بِهِ عَمَلُهُ لَمْ يُسْرِعْ بِهِ نَسَبُهُ. If one was like, a first degree relative to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, but he didn't do good enough, then his relationship to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ will not benefit him on earth. And we have several examples of his uncles who ended up in hellfire simply because they did not earn faith, they did not act upon it. So they were direct uncles to the Prophet ﷺ, but that will not help them on earth. And awfully, the Prophet ﷺ used to alert Fatima radiallahu anha, O Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad, work on your own, do good deeds, by Allah I will not avail you on earth. إِلَّا مَنْ رَحِمَ اللَّهِ. So there is istithna, except. So there are some people who will be exempt from this, abandoning one another, denouncing one another. Who are such people? Those who will be eligible for Allah's mercy. No doubt they are only the believers. So in Surat Al-Ma'arij, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا يَسْأَلُ حَمِيمٌ حَمِيمًا. And in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter number 2, ayah number 48, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا لَا تَجِزِي نَفْسٌ عَنْ نَفْسٍ شَيْئًا. All these ayat confirm that on the day of judgment, a relationship will not benefit, will not avail an aught. Love, affection, and so close, intimate relationship will not do any good to anyone on the day of judgment. Rather, people will denounce and deny one another, except for those whom Allah the Almighty will shower with His mercy. May He make us among them. Ameen. And who will be eligible for this mercy? The believers. Those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have pardoned and forgave their sins. So through His mercy, some people will be sent to paradise without even questioning, such as the 70,000 who shall enter Al-Jannah without any previous reckoning, and such as the 7 who will be sheltered under the shade of Allah the Almighty on the day when there will not be any shade but His. And then afterward, Allah the Almighty will give the honor of Ash-Shafa'ah or intercession, where people, the righteous people, can intercede for their loved ones and for their family members and relatives, provided they died in a state of Iman. But their good deeds were not good enough. Their bad deeds outweighed their good deeds. So the intercession, by the leave and the mercy of Allah, will enable them to be saved. إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الرَّحِيمُ. He's indeed the Almighty, the most merciful. What a combination. He is the most mighty. He's the Almighty. He can seize with no mercy. But He meanwhile grants His mercy to whomever He wills. Inna shajarat az-zaqum. Now we're talking about the terrible fate and the punishment of the criminals, of those who did not believe in the oneness of Allah, those who have been informed about His word, His messenger, and they denied all of that. They simply rejected all of that. For them is shajaratu az-zaqum. What is shajaratu az-zaqum? We don't know much about it. Allah the Almighty said, Ta'amul Athim. So there is a tree in hellfire, its name is Az-Zaqum. We know that this tree is mentioned in another ayah as Ash-Shajara Al-Mal'unatu fil Qur'an. It is a tree which is accursed in the Qur'an. It is a tree which the dwellers of hellfire will get to eat out of it in hell. May Allah protect us against. So what? So what this is the same remark of Abu Jahl. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the warning against the food which will be delivered to Ahlul Nar, very bitter taste. So Abu Jahl used to bring people and eat the dates with the butter and say, Tazaqamu, tazaqamu. This is what Muhammad is threatening you with. It is nothing but dates with butter, and it is such a lovely food. You know, so when he makes fun and he mocks at the Qur'an and at the serious warning of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is like saying, okay, bring it on. Ta'amul Athim. It will be the food of whom? Al-Athim. What is Athim? Athim is an extensive form of Athim, a person who committed a sin. But it wasn't once, it wasn't twice, it wasn't 100 times. He was insisting and persistent on committing sins. He is simply big-time criminal. كالمهل يغلي في البطون. So this food, this terrible food, this very bitter taste, once Ahlul Nar out of hunger will eat it, will devour it, it will be, may Allah protect us against that, like a boiling water, like a boiling copper entering their stomach, tearing it apart. كالمهل يغلي في البطون. It will be boiling in their abdomens. May Allah protect us against that. It will be the food of the sinners, like boiling oil, like boiling water. It will boil in the bellies, كغلي الحميم, like the boiling of the scalding water. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, خذوه فاعتلوه إلى سواء الجحيم. Subhanallah. Which means Allah the Almighty will command the guards of hellfire to grab and to seize the criminal, the kafir, to seize him and drag him into the midst of the blazing fire. ثم صبوا فوق رأسه من عذاب الحميم. Then pour over his head the torment of the boiling water. So al-hamim is the boiling water. Al-ra's is the head. So he's stuck. His food is terrible, extremely bitter, and when he eats it, it is like boiling oil, like boiling brass. It will tear apart his abdomen, his intestine, his stomach. Then on top of that, it will be poured on top of his head, the boiling water. Why all of that? There is no mercy in that. Yes, we hear a lot of non-Muslims say, you know, the Qur'an talks about very severe punishment. There is no mercy. No. What is happening is that you select and you choose. You do not read the entire text. Because if you read the full text, you will find out that the Qur'an keeps a perfect balance between the warning and the bishara, the good news, the glad tidings. And the glad tidings is beyond imagination, as the hadith describes what Allah has prepared for the dwellers of heaven. What no eye have ever seen, what no ear have ever heard of, and what have never ever crossed anybody's mind. But meanwhile, since you, me, and every sane human being was given the chance, was given the opportunity, and was given guidance, and he deliberately chose to refuse it, to reject it, and to oppose it, it's your call. You have a final tomorrow. No, I ain't going. But you're going to fail. You'll not get your degree. I don't care. It's your call. It's your choice. But when everybody goes to pick up their certificates, this person passed, this person has excellent grades. What about me? You don't have grades. You fail. Why? You chose not to attend the exam. You chose not to pass. The Prophet ﷺ, as a matter of fact, says even to the believers, all my ummah shall enter paradise except those who refuse. They said, Ya Rasulullah, and who will refuse to enter paradise? He said, Man ata'ani dakhal al-jannah. Whoever obeys me will enter paradise. وَمَنْ عَصَانِي فَقَدْ أَبَى. And whoever disobeys me, he refuses to enter paradise. ذُقْ إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ الْكَرِيمُ. This is a very important ayah. Allah the Almighty will furthermore torment the criminals in hellfire by saying, taste you this. Verily you were pretending to be the mighty, the generous. Whom are we talking about here? This ayah was revealed concerning Abu Jahl, Amr ibn Hisham, whose nickname used to be Abu al-Hakam, the father of wisdom. But subhanallah, he was such an ignorant and an arrogant person to the point that he earned the title Abu Jahl, the father of ignorance, not the father of wisdom. So when he mocked at the ayah, Inna shajarat az-zaqum, and he pretended, and then he said that, oh Muhammad, everybody knows that I'm the mightiest one between these two mountains, like within the borders of Mecca. Everybody knows who's Amr ibn Hisham, who's Abu al-Hakam. He means Abu Jahl. So he called himself Aziz, mighty. He called himself Kareem, noble and honorable. So on the day of judgment, when he ends up in hellfire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell him, taste shajarat az-zaqum and its fruit. Taste the boiling and the scalding water. Why? Because Anta al-Azizul Kareem. Now he's mocking at him. You used to pretend to be mighty and honorable and noble. Look where you ended up. Inna hada ma kuntum bihi tamtarun. Verily this is that whereof you used to doubt. You doubted that there will be a day of judgment. And oftenly you say to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, challenging him, bring it on. Now it has come. Subhanallah. So tamtarun means to doubt. We finished few ayat talking about the warning against the torment of the criminals in hellfire. Then from ayah number 51 to the end, ayah number 59, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will deliver the bishara. إن المتقين في مقام أمين. إن للتوكيد, to confirm, verily, most surely, Definitely, al-muttaqeen, O Allah, make us among them. The pious, the righteous, those who avoided what displeases Allah, those who fulfilled and committed themselves to abide by the guidance of Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will be in a place of security. What is a place of security? It is Al-Jannah. Now count with me 5 or even 6 different delights that Allah the Almighty has prepared for Ahlul Jannah, whom Allah the Almighty describes them in the Qur'an as Al-Muttaqeen. وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها السماوات والأرض أعدت للمتقين. سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها كعرض السماء والأرض أعدت للذين آمنوا بالله ورسوله. So التقوى is a key. التقوى, righteousness and piety is the key to paradise, which will enable you to have an easy path to enter مقام أمين, a place of security. What is the meaning of a place of security? In this place, you do not fear sickness, you do not fear poverty, you do not fear mortality, because you become immortal, you become living eternally. You do not fear any calamities because it is not a home of test and trial anymore. Today, as I was driving, I passed by the hospital. So I remember those old days and terrible days in the hospital, and I said, oh Allah, protect me against it. So it upset me, and I just remember those days when my mother was in the hospital and so on. In Al-Jannah, you do not get upset, you do not worry about anything, because it is a place of security. في جنات وعيون. It is not only one Jannah, it is different levels, many levels, and you keep ascending until you reach Al-Firdaus Al-A'la. May Allah grant us this place, which is Al-Firdaus Al-A'la, the highest place in paradise. وعيون, and water, springs. Ayn, which is called Salsabil. Another Ayn is called Tasneem, as the Qur'an gives different names and different descriptions. يلبسون من سندس واستبرق. So number 1, مقام أمين, that is the first delight. Secondly, gardens and water springs, and that is the second. The third, they will get to wear and they will be dressed up in fine fabric. Of what? Of silk, of pure silk, not artificial silk. In Ad-Dunya, in the life of this world, we are forbidden as men against wearing silk and against wearing gold. But not in Al-Jannah. You will get to wear the finest type of silk. And there are different types. There is sundus, there is istabrak, which means there is the thin layer, and there is the thick silk. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surat Al-Insan, I believe ayah number 21, عَالِيَهُمْ ثِيَابُ سُنْدُسٍ خُضْرٌ وَإِسْتَبْرَقٌ وَحُلُّ أَسَاوِرَ مِنْ فِضَّةٍ وَسَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. You will be adorned with gold, with silver, with silk, different types of silk, sundus, istabrak, and Allah the Almighty will offer you the drink. Allah will give you the drink. What do we drink in Al-Jannah? Wine, milk, water, honey, different rivers, as it is mentioned in Surat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Most interestingly, يلبسون من سندس واستبرق متقابلين. What is the meaning of متقابلين? The setting that you and I are sitting right now, متقابلين, where I can see all of you, and you all can see me, and you all can see each other. But there is one thing. If we have a big circle, if I'm facing Ali right now, it is impossible for me to look at Fadl Ilahi, right? Because he's in the other angle. My eye cannot encompass 360, right? Yes. But in Al-Jannah, no one will get to see the back or the behind of no one else. How would this happen? It's Jannah. So we get to see each other, and no one will be looking to the, behind or the back of any other person. Everybody will be facing everybody, no matter how big, how magnitude is the number. كَذَلِكَ وَزَوَّجْنَاهُمْ بِحُورٍ عِينٍ. That is the fourth delight, which is you get to marry in paradise the purified brides whom Allah the Almighty prepared for Ahlul Jannah. What about the women, Sheikh? They get married to their believing husbands in Ad-Dunya. But how will they be compared to the beautiful Hurul Ain, with lovely wide eyes, the female fair ones with lovely wide eyes? Well, the Prophet ﷺ said that they will be made to be even the beauty queen on top of all of them. What about if a woman didn't have a husband in Al-Jannah, in the dunya? Will we always also in Al-Jannah without a husband or a widow or a divorce? No. She will be married to one of the believers. كَذَلِكَ وَزَوَّجْنَاهُمْ بِحُورٍ عِينٍ. We shall marry them to Al-Hur al-Ain. يَدْعُونَ فِيهَا بِكُلِّ فَاكِهَةٍ آمِنٍ. Before I speak about the fakihah, in Surah Ar-Rahman, Allah the Almighty described the qualities and the traits of Al-Hur al-Ain in several ayat. Because as you know that there are two different types of paradise. So he said, فِيهِنَّ قَاصِرَاتُ الطَّرْفِ لَمْ يَطْمِثُنَّ إِنسٌ قَبْلَهُمْ وَلَا جَانٌ فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Those purified wives will be prepared and given in marriage to the dwellers of Al-Jannah were never touched before. Not only that they were not married, no, they were never touched before. No one ever laid their eyes upon them. And they're exclusively for the believer. No one else will get to see them. كَأَنَّهُنَّ الْيَاقُوتُ وَالْمَرْجَانِ. They will look like pearl and coral. Then in ayah number 70 to 72, فِيهِنَّ خَيْرَاتٌ حِسَانٌ حُورٌ مَقْصُورَاتٌ فِي الْخِيَامِ. They don't go out and wander around so everybody will get to see them. Are exclusively for the believers, for each one. يَدْعُونَ فِيهَا بِكُلِّ فَاكِهَةٍ آمِنِينَ. That is ayah number 55. They will call therein for every kind of fruit in peace and security. Aminin, peace and security. Peace comes as a result of assurance. You're assured that when Allah the Almighty says, "Udkhulul jannata bisalam," enter paradise peacefully, and there is no death in it. You know, when Ahlul Jannah enter paradise, when Ahlul Nar enter hellfire, Allah the Almighty will bring a ram. It will be representing death. So Allah the Almighty will kill this ram and will say, Ya Ahl al-Jannati khuludun bila maut, wa ya Ahl al-Nari khuludun bila maut. Death has been seized. There is no more death. Khalidina fiha abada. So those who have entered paradise will abide therein forever. And those of the non-believers who enter hellfire, that will be their abode forever. May Allah protect us against that. That's why in ayah number 56, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لا يذوقون فيها الموت إلا الموتة الأولى ووقاهم عذاب الجحيم. They will never taste death therein except for the first death which they tasted in this world. And He will save them from the torment of the blazing fire. Again, that's another confirmation that Ahlul Jannah la yamutun. The people who shall enter paradise will not die and will not vanish. Khalidina fiha abada. There is no more death. And that is a great quality, that no more suffering, no more diseases, no more insecurity, no more death, no more fear of death. Subhanallah. The Prophet ﷺ said with regards to the following ayah, من اتقى الله دخل الجنة ينعم فيها ولا يبأس ويحيا فيها ولا يموت ولا تبلى ثيابه ولا يفنى شبابه. Whoever enters paradise shall never die, shall never suffer of any distress, shall never get sick, and his youth would always remain the average youth. He will not get old. He will not grow old no matter how many years pass by. فضلا من ربك ذلك هو الفوز العظيم. All of that as a bounty from your Lord, a reward and a compensation from your Lord. That will be the supreme success. The Prophet ﷺ said in the sound hadith, اعملوا وسددوا وقاربوا واعلموا أن أحدا لن يدخله عمله الجنة. اعملوا, work hard, سددوا, aim to achieve the best of deeds. وَقَارِبُوا. It is not possible to be perfect all the time because as human beings we're not infallible. As human beings we're inclined into sinning, into following our desires and the whispers of Satan. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, وَقَارِبُوا, do your best. Then he says, but you have to understand that even inshaAllah when we enter Al-Jannah, we do not simply enter Al-Jannah because we're too good and we're overqualified or we have enough good deeds. No. Our good deeds will be a means that Allah the Almighty through which will have mercy upon us and He will give us a boost and He will admit us into Al-Jannah. They said, even you, Ya Rasulullah. He said, even me, unless if Allah covers me with His mercy. None of us shall enter paradise because he actually deserves it or he has so many good deeds. Rather because he tried, he did his best, and Allah the Almighty gave him a boost and promoted him to Al-Jannah and saved him against hellfire. فَإِنَّمَا يَسَّرْنَاهُ بِلِسَانِكَ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَذَكَّرُونَ. O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, certainly we have made this Qur'an easy on your tongue in order for them to remember. And indeed it was. Whenever the Prophet ﷺ recited the Qur'an, it attracted the audience from everywhere, even non-believers. But who benefited out of that? Who did what is known as tadhakkur? Only those who responded. That's why in Surat Al-Qamar you find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeating this ayah over and over. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. He has made it easy to be recited, to be understood, to be memorized, to be acted upon it. But who is willing to take heed and act upon it? فَارْتَقِبْ إِنَّهُمْ مُرْتَقِبُونَ. So the document was delivered to them, the proofs were delivered to them, which is this Qur'an. So, ارتقب, which means then, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, wait. Wait then, O Muhammad, peace be upon him. Verily, they too are waiting. You wait for victory in this dunya and you wait for salvation on the hereafter. And what do they wait for? They wait for defeat in this dunya, and this is what happened to Abu Jahl on the battlefield of Badr, and he was humiliated. And then they wait for a severe torment on the Day of Judgment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all salvation on the Day of Judgment. Brothers and sisters, we'll take a short break and we'll be back inshallah in a few minutes. Please stay tuned.
Recite it every day and do read it loud.
The scholars are the transmitters of the religion of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They carried his message and his legacy generation after another. And they are the one who carried this light to the whole world. The Life of the Muslim Scholars is a new series on Huda TV. Through studying their life and exploring many aspects of their lives, we will come to learn so many lessons, get motivated and inspired by their stories, by their dedication for Islam and for the legacy of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Through this series, I hope that we will be able, inshallah ta'ala, to get motivated not to achieve only success in the akhirah, but in dunya as well. Join me, Walid Basyouni, in this new series on Huda TV about the life of the Muslim scholars. Looking forward having you. Stay tuned.
We are on air again. Glad tidings to Huda TV viewers worldwide for the resumption of live broadcasting on NowSat. We are now broadcasting on the advanced DVB S2 system. Tune in using our new frequency, 12188 horizontal on Now Sat. Please note, you will need to have a modern HD receiver in order to tune in. Enjoy your favorite edutainment programs with crystal clear resolution. Huda TV, a light in every home.
Qur'an, the book of Allah, the miraculous words of Allah, the light in the midst of all darknesses, has so many rights on us. And because of that, we initiated Qur'an Circle. In Qur'an Circle 1, we listened to the entire Qur'an. This was a great blessing.
وقرآنا فرقناه لتقرأه على الناس على مكث ونزلناه تنزيلا.
The Qur'an is both concise and comprehensive. It has all aspects of guidance to all mankind. And because of that, in Qur'an Circle 2, we selected verses in every juz with a specific topic. We listened to the recitation and we reflected upon the meaning of that specific topic.
الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح.
Each surah in the Qur'an, every chapter of the Qur'an has an objective. We looked into the objectives of the surahs that we chose and selected in Qur'an Circle 3.
لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين.
Brothers and sisters, take advantage of this opportunity. Get your mushafs, open it, follow with us with the recitation. We will choose surahs in the Qur'an for us to reflect upon. So let's take advantage of this.
Recite it every day and do read it loud.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. We have some callers on the line, but before I would like to remind you with our phone numbers. In this segment, we take your calls for those who would like to recite the following ayat from 40 through the end of Surat Ad-Dukhaan. Our phone numbers beginning with the area code are 002, then 023855 123. And that is the only way actually that you can recite if you dial the numbers which appear on the bottom of the screen. Our first caller, Rayyan. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome to the program, Rayyan. I want to ask you before you start the recitation, was it hard to find the new frequency?
I never tried. I'm still using the old one.
Okay, so it was easy.
Sorry?
It was easy to find the new frequency.
The new one, the HD?
Yep.
No, I never tried.
Okay. Okay. Barakallahu feek. Go ahead and recite from ayah number 40, Surat Al-Dukhaan, please. Inna yawm al-fasli.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن يوم الفصل ميقاتهم أجمعين يوم لا يغني مولى عن مولى شيئا ولا هم ينصرون إلا من رحم الله إنه هو العزيز الرحيم إن شجرة الزقوم طعام الأثيم كالمهل يغلي في البطون الحميم خذوه فاعتلوه إلى سواء الجحيم ثم صبوا فوق رأسه من عذاب الحميم ذق إنك أنت العزيز الكريم إن هذا ما كنتم به تمترون إن المتقين في مقام أمين في جنات وعيون يلبسون من سندس واستبرق متقابلين كذلك وزوجناهم حور عين يدخلون فيها بكل فاكهة آمين لا يذوقون فيها الموت إلا الموتة الأولى ووقاهم عذاب الجحيم فضلا من ربك ذلك هو الفوز العظيم فإنما يسرناه بلسانك لعلهم يتذكرون فارتقب إنهم مرتقبون.
ما شاء الله يا ريان, very beautiful. Even though the connection was not that good, but mashallah, wonderful. Barakallah feek. May Allah bless you and your family. Keep doing the good work. Fadl, assalamu alaikum. Go ahead and recite from ayah number 40. Inna yawm al-fasli.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن يوم الفصل ميقاتهم أجمعين يوم لا يغني مولى عن مولى يوم لا يغني مولى عن مولى شيئا ولا هم ينصرون إلا من رحم الله إنه هو العزيز الرحيم.
Send the zay. إنه هو العزيز الرحيم.
إنه هو العزيز الرحيم.
No, a little thinner. If you can just look at me. عزيز.
عزيز.
نعم. إنه هو العزيز الرحيم.
إنه هو العزيز الرحيم. إن شجرة الزقوم طعام الأثيم كالمحل يغلي في البطون كغلي الحميم خذوه فاعتلوه إلى سواء الجحيم.
You see, Fadl, mashallah, I visited many Hifdh school in Nigeria, in Abuja particularly.
Yes, sir.
Very beautiful. And I have seen even with very simple means, they're sitting in the streets and memorizing, mashallah. So that's why we want to make an effort to particularly pronounce the letters as they should be pronounced. Like for instance, خذوه. That's ذال. خذوه. So there are three letters where you gotta stick the tip of your tongue out, which is the tha. You say ath, ذال, ath. Look, ath. Make sure that the tip of your tongue is stuck out. Then okay?
Yeah.
And that distinguishes these letters from similar letters. A tha is distinguished from the sin. So there is ath and there is s.
Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
And the zay and the zal. So you say adh, similar to خذوه. خذوه. Or أعوذ بالله. أعوذ. Okay? But if you keep your tongue in, it sounds as zay.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Zina. Zina. Zayyanna. Okay?
Yeah.
The third letter is dha. Okay. الظالمين وما ربك بظلام للعبيد. Okay. بارك الله فيك. Go ahead. So I want to hear again. خذوه.
خذوه فاعتلوه إلى سواء الجحيم ثم صبوا فوق رأسه من عذاب الحميم.
Perfect.
ذق إنك أنت العزيز الكريم.
Okay, I want to stop with this ayah just for a little bit.
ذق.
You pronounce the vowel perfect.
Yeah.
ذق. What about the qaf? What vowel does the qaf have? Look at the letter qaf. What vowel does it have? Sukun.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? In Urdu they call it jazm. It is in Arabic sukun.
Yeah, exactly.
Once the qaf and another 4 letters put together in a phrase called qutub jad. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. Once you see any of those letters with sukun, then we must shake it. When you shake it, that's called qalqala.
ذق.
Dhuq. Perfect. You say dhuq. Okay?
Yeah,
But it's not fatha.
exactly.
It is just
It's
qalqala. You say
qalqala.
dhuq.
Exactly.
Innaka antal azizul kareem.
Yeah.
Okay, can I hear it again?
ذق إنك أنت العزيز الكريم.
Don't stick your tongue out in the zai. Azizul kareem. And by the way, now you master the recitation, so you don't say dhuq and you stop there. No, don't
ذق.
pause.
Yeah.
Okay, you say like follow. ذق إنك أنت العزيز الكريم. Okay?
ذق إنك أنت العزيز الكريم إن هذا ما كنتم به تمترون.
حسبك. بارك الله فيك. حسام, go ahead and recite إن المتقين في مقام أمين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن المتقين في مقام أمين في جنات وعيون يلبسون من سندس واستبرق متقابلين كذلك وزوجناهم بحور عين يدعون فيها بكل فاكهة آمنين لا يذوقون فيها الموت إلا الموتة الأولى ووقاهم عذاب الجحيم فضلا من ربك ذلك هو الفوز العظيم فإنما يسرناه بلسانك لعلهم يتذكرون فارتقب إنهم مرتقبون.
ما شاء الله. بارك الله فيك. جزاك الله خيرا حسام. Well done. Okay. Fadl Ilahi. You're from Afghanistan. Yeah, Fadl, I want you to recite the same like Hussam. The ayat from إن المتقين في مقام أمين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن المتقين في مقام أمين في جنات وعيون يلبسون من سندس واستبرق متقابلين كذلك وزوجناهم بحور عين يدعون فيها بكل فاكهة آمنين لا يذوقون فيها الموت إلا الموتة الأولى ووقاهم عذاب الجحيم فضلا من ربك ذلك هو الفوز العظيم فضلا من ربك ذلك هو الفوز العظيم.
Okay, two things, Fadl. Your name is Fadl. So we say Fadlan. The Dad is not one of the 5 letters which we do qalqala to them. No. The Dad is different. So once it has sukoon or jazm, in your language you call it jazm, صح? Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta apply sukoon. So you do not say fadlan. No, you say fadlan. Fadlan min rabbika. Okay? Then ذلك هو الفوز العظيم. Go ahead.
فضلا من ربك ذلك هو الفوز العظيم فإنما يسرناه بلسانك لعلهم يتذكرون فارتقب إنهم مرتقبون.
Nice attempt to copy and imitate Sheikh Shuraim, mashallah. Jazakallahu khairan. My dear brothers and sisters, by that we've come to the end of today's edition of our program, Correct Recitation. May Allah accept this humble effort from all of us. I thank you I thank all of you for joining us today, as well as our studio guest, Sheikh Abdul Khaliq and Fadl. Ali Fadl. And Fadl Ilahi. And Hassan. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Until next week, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Brothers and sisters, to increase your iman, read the miracle, recite the Qur'an. Recite it every day and do read it loud. The verses of Qur'an are all Muslims' pride. This miracle was revealed over a long time span, sent from Allah to an angel, then to a man. That man was Muhammad, the best of creation. And we were chosen to be part of his nation. He gave us a message, and that was Islam. So read this miracle, recite the Qur'an.